Hey, Tom Rabbit! I hope you got this for your recording. Hey, YouTube out there. Tom Rabbit likes to record these. Hey, Tom Rabbit!
Do you assert that God is the necessary prerequisite for all facts?
Oh my gosh. Do I assert that God is, no, I don't. But you do because he revealed it to you, right?
Now,
okay, so I'm going
Shannon,
to, this is going to be fun. I'm going to assume your perspective.
I'd like to finish.
You want to finish?
You see what she's doing here? She's trying to put up a wall of words to prevent me from getting to my point.
Isn't this plan B? Like this?
Of course it is. Of course it is. Plan B is to obstruct the conversation in any way possible, overtly or covertly. Right?
Where you're leading me to.
Shannon,
this is a manipulation tactic.
Hear that? Do you see that again? You see the psychological imputation here? I'm doing a manipulation tactic. I'm simply trying to get to a point.
And the trick is that regardless of whether you defend yourself or not, it still eats up clock time, right?
That's right.
Now you have to defend yourself.
This is what we Christians and even non-Christians have to recognize, that this is what people do in some of these interactions. One of the tactics is to run the clock out, right?
No, it's not manipulate. You can stop.
No, it really is.
Babble, you're
leading me toward.
See? Yeah, and she's over talking.
Your desired outcome in the conversation.
Here's motive mining again. Psychological imputation here.
Wait a second.
You don't want to have a conversation. This isn't it.
You see what a liar she is? You see what a pathological liar she is here? With a smile on her face saying, you don't want to have a conversation, when in fact that's exactly what she's doing. She's trying to derail me from getting to a point in asking her about to defend her atheism. Okay? She's saying it with a smile, right?
It's an interrogation that is leading me to.
So in other words, if I ask her to give an account of her atheism, right, and I'm trying to stay on topic and not be sidetracked, then here's another imputation here. I'm interrogating her. Okay? Okay. Was she interrogating me about the soul in the beginning of the show? Right? You see what a sleaze she is?
Towards your
I'm
desired
not
outcome.
interrogating you. I asked you a legitimate.
This is why I said to Tonlock, because you can tell that she's decided that this debate's not continuing. Like, no matter what she has to do, the intellectual part's not going to continue.
Yeah.
And you could tell Tonlock when that happened with you in the conversation. She started out intellectual, but very quickly you could tell she had decided that she was just going to let you talk, but whatever you said, she wasn't going to let it proceed.
And she did the same thing. She did the same thing with Otangelo back in August.
The only thing you can do with those people, rather than to continuing trying to wade through the mud, is to just point out what they're doing and end the conversation.
Yeah, and they will gladly acquiesce. Okay.
Yep, because that's what they want in the first place. They just want to pretend they're not doing it.
Legitimate question about your atheism.
No, that's what it is. You're leading me towards your proposed desired outcome and refusing to answer questions that are posited to you.
You are interrupting.
As you
Okay, you see what a lying scumbag she is, right? This is disgusting behavior, and she does it with a smile. It's disgusting.
You have a directive.
I hate muting you, but please forgive me. Don't make me mute you, please. Okay, so if we backtrack just a step to be sure where we are.
No, he was muting me, not her. Okay?
I love your guys' passion. And so just to be sure that, like, in terms of where we are, maybe what we could also do too, because I know that there were two kind of arguments or kind of questions, cases that were being...
Look at the blank-eating grin on her face. Because, do you know why she's smiling? It's because she is temporarily succeeding at derailing answering my question.
I was going to say she's succeeding in a stalemate right now.
Yes. Okay. This is why I have no respect for her whatsoever. she's a very disingenuous, deceitful person. And she puts on this persona that she's genuine. She wants to have intelligent conversations. Tippy Bear, she told somebody in an interview recently that the reason why she started her YouTube channel is because she wanted to have intelligent adult conversations where people weren't over talking each other and adult interaction. And she has an email. Are you ready for that? I'm not making this up. She has an email that's entitled "Elevate the Discourse." Yeah, you can't make this stuff up.
She doesn't want to learn, and I feel like a lot of these they're like talking heads on Discord and on YouTube. They don't actually want to learn anything. They just want to make their point and stamp their feet.
Yep. So she's smiling here because she's realizing that she has so far successfully derailed me getting an answer from her about her atheism. Okay? Right? And she's smiling about it because she succeeded.
Or being made in the sense that one was kind of with Shannon kind of making a case that there might be an incoherence with the mind on Christianity, and also with Duncan's case and where he was headed. And so maybe if we take turns, is it okay if we do take turns where if Shannon wants to ask a question now?
What do you mean? She's been prevaricating, right? And he goes, oh, maybe it's Shannon's turn to ask some questions.
She hasn't answered anything. She didn't answer one question.
No. She's been, I know I use this word a lot, but it's a perfectly accurate and appropriate word. She's prevaricating.
That's fine. I've been a
and you can see her. She's got a little smirk on her face because she's like, I've succeeded.
Board trying in good faith to answer her questions, and she's constantly evading and over talking me when I'm trying to get to a
look at this. I said she's constantly over talking me and evading my questions. Look at her smiling.
I think she's uncomfortable. I think that's an
no.
You think that's a winning I win smile?
Yes. That's like, yep. Yep. I think that's what she's doing. Okay. I don't think she's uncomfortable at all. I think she's a bold ass broad, and she's cocky. She's arrogant, but she puts on this facade of giggling, smiling, and laughing all the time, and it's all an act. Okay.
Well,
she's smiling here because she's succeeding in derailing, answering the questions.
She probably knows that even if people recognize that she intellectually failed, she can rely on the buoyancy of her female privilege to carry her through.
Yeah, her female privilege. Don't you wish you had that, Tippy Bear?
It reminds me of the Brett Kavanaugh case. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where the woman was just like trying to act pretty, and that's what I feel like this is.
It's the batting of the eyelash. It's the batting of the eyelashes.
Let me act pretty, and then people will forget that I'm an idiot.
Yeah, and by the way, when I watched that, I was talking to one of my best friends on the phone, and I said, you know what? I said, is this a Senate hearing for the nomination of a Supreme Court judge, or am I watching Saturday Night Live? You know. Listen, maybe I'm wrong. I think she's smirking here because she realized she's succeeding. She's not succeeding in the dialogue. She's succeeding in prevaricating.
To a point. And then she wants to psychoanalyze me as though I,
Well, did you see that reaction there?
How dare he accuse me?
Watch this. I'm going to say, and then she wants to psychoanalyze me, and then she acts like she's surprised. Watch.
To answer her questions, and she's constantly evading and over talking me when I'm trying to get to a point. And then she wants to psychoanalyze me as though I, as though I need psychotherapy. It's a sleazy tactic with a smile on her face.
We just
because it's interesting.
No, you're being sleazy.
Listen,
no,
okay,
you're being a bit of a manipulator.
Okay, what a lying piece of trash she is. Okay, you see, this is the victim card. when somebody's going through a legitimate adult interaction, even a Q&A, when somebody doesn't want to answer, then they impugn the person who's talking to them. I'm being a manipulator. Tippy Bear is a woman. Have I been using my maleness or personhoodness to manipulate her? How am I being manipulative?
I feel manipulated right now into answering that question.
I mean, what a lying sack of crap she is.
She can't answer.
She's a lying sack of crap with lipstick on it.
She's manipulating the conversation, trying to direct it in her way to where she can analyze your point of view, but not answer any questions herself, and therefore trying to manipulate you into a conversation that you're not even having.
And then the atheists talk about me behind my back, which is okay. I don't mind that. And they go, Darth calls all atheists pathological liars. Well, maybe if you had a few atheists come in here, or the atheists that I dialogue who weren't so pathologically deceptive, she's a prime example of it, then maybe I wouldn't make this generalization. She's accusing me of being manipulative, when all I'm simply inquiring about her atheism. I mean, I don't care that she's got lipstick on and she's smiling. She's a lying broad.
You gotta relax. No. Hold on a second.
And I find it difficult to respect that.
So sorry, you guys. Well, hold on. If you can just give me a sec.
Did you hear that?
If we can...
She finds it difficult to respect your manipulations, Darth.
What a lying sack of crap. Okay. Because I'm trying to get an answer about your atheism, I'm being manipulative, and you can't respect that. You see, this is a false accusation here. I'm being manipulative. What a lying sack of crap she is.
Can just, without commentary on how it's been going so far, I think we can keep going for just a bit.
Oh, wait a minute. So, yeah, who's that directed at, James? Is it directed at me or her?
A bit longer before Q&A, if we want to do that. I'd
like an answer to my question. All right, and she's filibustering and evading it, and
I would like an answer to my question.
So, you see what a deceitful broad she is? And why do you think she's smiling now? Okay, why the smiling now? Because she's succeeded at derailing, answering the questions.
Because night is falling and the battle's coming to an end, and she's never had to engage the enemy.
Yeah, and she hasn't defended her atheism. She just will not allow me. Okay, and you see, this is why she's happy with herself right here. Okay, she's a lying sack of crap with lipstick on it.
Okay, I did
okay,
answer
what we'll do is
you didn't though. You evaded the question because you wanted to get back on your.
Do you see what a lying, manipulative, deceptive person this is?
She throws out questions as a form of evasion to avoid answering the question, and then says you evaded her questions.
I mean, these people are. I mean, I could care less that she's got lipstick on. You know what? How cringeworthy is this? She's so cringy.
Here we go again.
I think that the last one, hold on a second.
See, now she's happy. Okay? She keeps on smiling. Why is she happy? Because she has succeeded in derailing and deflecting, answering questions about her atheism.
I think that the last one was asked by Duncan, if I'm not mistaken, and I might be, so let me know if I am. And then I think Shannon had answered that one. I think, Duncan, you were asking another. Is it okay if we have Shannon ask one of her questions, and then we'll come back to the one that you were on?
That's fine.
Okay, thanks so much.
My question to her, right?
This is I think that
the last question I was asking her, when I asked her how is it that there is no God, I'm still waiting for an answer to that. She said because she doesn't have an answer about how the soul would interface with the body, that it doesn't follow from that there is no ultimate creator God. And I'd like to know from Shannon, how is it that there is no creator God? Her position entails the falsity of all God concepts. So how is it that God is false, Shannon?
I explicitly stated that you could potentially get me to a deistic position, but that it wouldn't.
Oh, did you hear that? You could get me to a deistic position. Okay, let's play her words again. Here we go, folks.
A rational definition. So I would be on the hard atheism side of things, where I think that it's not even necessarily conceivably possible. But I like I like the chart. It's interesting. It's very cool. I like the belief in the non-existence of gods is probably where I would fall there.
Everybody hear that? Right? Now, are we to believe that she's had a conversion from this temporal agnosticism or quasi-deism, whatever that is, that she's now a hard atheist now? But she's been claiming to be a atheist activist for years?
The atheists are losing their minds now.
Okay, and look, she's a lying piece of garbage. Okay,
It wouldn't necessarily matter, and that I wouldn't worship that god.
So you're no longer an atheist?
No, I feel as though I'm legitimately, from a philosophical perspective, more of a temporal agnostic.
Oh, wait a minute. And so a year from now, you're going to say you're a hard atheist. So you had a conversion, but you've been. Why haven't you called yourself an agnostic activist all these years? Why have you been calling yourself an atheist activist all these years? Why do you hang around with people and cooperate with their YouTube channels promoting atheism if you're really an agnostic?
Where like I don't refute the existence of any potential God. I more so don't believe in any proposed God that has been presented to me.
I've already explained to you why that's incorrect. That's the second time you've repeated the same response.
What we're going to do.
But then you repeated the same question. If you already explained to me why it's incorrect, why did you repeat the question?
Because you're being evasive. That's why.
Yeah, see that? Because you're being evasive. That's why.
One of Shannon's questions, and now regarding the spirit or the soul on the Christian worldview possibly being incoherent. So if we can jump back to that one, and then I promise we'll come right back to your question, Darth. I'm hoping this will diffuse it a little bit, so we can keep, you know what I mean.
I'm not certain that necessarily.
I think she's very uncomfortable that answer.
Hold on, I know, but
I'm not uncomfortable at all. I answered it honestly.
Did she answer my question honestly? Anyone?
She didn't answer anything.
Has she been transparent to the best of her ability with the questions that I have put to her?
No.
Okay. So here this lying broad is lying through her teeth with a big blank-eating grin on her smile. Okay.
Hey Darth, she's very comfortable. The gator is comfortable in the swamp, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And by the way, and now she's, cheery, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Actually, I should say snake. The snake is comfortable in the swamp.
She is a snake. Okay. And we probably have one or more people in here who are secretly recording this, so it'll go, be uploaded somewhere, or they'll pass it on. And you know what? I don't care that she hears this. I hope she hears this. I think she's a lying sack of crap.
I just googled.
I think she's a fake and a phony.
I just googled snakes that live in the swamp, and cottonmouth is the first one that popped up.
Yeah. See, she's all smiles now because she has succeeded in prevaricating and running the clock out. Right?
Shannon, now is a good chance.
But I'm not fulfilling I'm not fulfilling the necessary responses in order to lead in a specific direction, and I think that might be what is ultimately frustrating to you, which is why you
see more gobbledygook and psychoanalysis. Okay.
Well, also,
rather than.
Well, she is correct that you're frustrated that she's refusing to follow any line of rational inquiry. That's what she's doing.
No, the only thing I was frustrated with is her dishonesty and her disingenuousness, okay, and her deceit.
Yeah, and she's refusing to follow any line of rational inquiry.
She doesn't
answer.
I would expect this kind of behavior out of a snot-nosed 16-year-old. not a grown woman who claims to be college educated and is a parent.
You threw it back on me potentially by saying that I am dishonest. One of the reasons that I'm
No, I didn't say you're
smiling is
dishonest.
because,
I said
and
you're
you're
being
interrupting.
evasive.
Oh, okay. So evasive. You said some other things about me earlier. I can't remember them verbatim, so I won't assert them. But you cast aspersions on my intentions, and one of the
Isn't that what she did about me? Did she not do that to me? Bueller?
Did she do
Bueller?
it? Has she stopped? Has she
That-
ever
that's-
stopped?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the pot calling the kettle black.
I mean, these people, they never stop with their deception.
One of the reasons I think that you may have done that, and this is from my perspective, so that you can know how I'm feeling in this conversation as I'm interacting.
I don't care how you feel. I want you to answer the questions. Not interested in your feelings.
With you, which is an important part of dialectical approaches, is that
Oh! Thank you, teacher. You see this condescension here, okay? Right. By the way, this isn't a. How does she put it? Let me play that back again.
I think that you may have done that, and this is from my perspective, so that you can know how I'm feeling in this conversation as I'm interacting with you, which is an important part of dialectical approaches.
Okay. Yeah, we're having a debate. Okay. This is not a social interaction. It's a debate where there's questions and answers. Okay.
Is that you're attempting to lead me down a specific path, and the reason.
No, I'm attempting to ask you questions about your atheism to see if it's coherent or not. Okay.
Is because you have a sort of set of scripted responses, and if one of those responses that I give doesn't hit, instead of exploring what that means to me,
instead of exploring her feelings, why do I want to explore why is it incumbent upon me? Why should I explore your feelings? I mean, what psychobabble?
Because
intend to do.
if you don't, Darth, she's gonna blow up the conversation. Dang it.
Maybe that's why that commercial popped up. Exploring feelings.
Oh my gosh.
That's why Tonlock got banned, is because he wasn't exploring her feelings with her. Or
I hear clicking. I hear the Discord clicking, Tonlock.
Another series of questions that leads to until you ultimately get a response set that allows you to progress along to your
See, this is all dodge and delay and psychological imputation here.
Is she on Discord?
I'm sorry. Hold on. I hear Discord clicking, Darth.
Yeah. Notice how she has six. And it's out of my control because James Coons here. And by the way, I'm not saying anything behind his back that I haven't said to his face publicly and in private. That he's a spineless little jellyfish, right? Right? He's just letting her get away with this smearing, right? And she's deliberately derailing the interaction.
Ultimate outcome.
What's
is
that?
Shannon on Discord?
I think she might have a server, but I don't think she's ever on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think she's ever on it.
And that is a little bit frustrating and potentially a manipulation tactic.
Here we go again.
Did you notice that? She says potentially a manipulation tactic.
Yeah.
I feel like I've spoken to her before, and I'm almost sure of it because the tone and the word fascinating and manipulative, I feel like I've heard that on Discord before on a like a politics server or something.
That's fascinating that you would say that, Tippy Bear.
Isn't it fascinating? No,
That's fascinating.
I see what you're doing.
Fascinating. I see what you're doing.
That is is something that well, you're calling me evasive.
You know, I don't hate the atheists. I don't want to see them go to hell. I hope they repent. But I do have contempt for their overt and their covert deceptive practices. But what she has been doing in this video is the height of deception, because she's not blatantly being obnoxious here. Okay? But it's obvious what she's doing here, right? And it's disgusting.
I've actually answered your questions honestly. In some.
Okay, was she just telling the truth right there?
I
Did
haven't
she
heard her
answer?
answer one thing.
Yeah, this is welcome to the mentality of atheists. They just lie, they lie, they lie, they lie.
In so much as I understand them as coherent to me.
Okay,
And when I
so-
ask for clarification, you've called me evasive.
Yeah, that's right. Asking for clarification is certainly sometimes appropriate, but there are people who do it as a dodge, delay, bait and switch tactic, which that's what she was doing.
Wait,
But that
Yeah,
was
I
actually
did.
just me asking.
Look how much time she's spending talking about the background. Go ahead.
Transmogrification, disqualifier, translator, sort of a thing, right?
Ugh,
she did
Not-
answer. In all fairness, she did answer, but then when you asked for clarification, she couldn't clarify, and that was when it was pertaining to the soul. And you asked, how does that follow? So she did answer you, but it didn't make sense. Her answer was non-coherent.
Yeah, let's hear that again. Shannon Q, how does it follow from the fact that you don't believe in a soul that there is no creator God? What's your answer, Shannon Q?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have that. And I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian.
Thank you very much, Shannon Q.
Asking for clarification so that I can
Okay,
ensure that I'm answering
good.
them honestly.
So now we're clear how you feel. So do you now affirm there is a God?
No, I don't affirm that there is a God.
Okay, then your position entails the falsity of God.
Oh my goodness. It goes right
Are
back
you
to
afraid to
me.
defend your atheism? I mean, I
No.
see you regularly on YouTube, proclaiming you're an atheist.
I
So
am.
are you still an atheist?
Yes, I would say colloquially, yes, but philosophically, I'm more of a temporal agnostic.
Okay.
Does anybody see here a pattern of deception? Right?
Okay. Well, I've explained
God,
to you.
yeah.
What's that?
I'm a mechanical agnostic, Darth.
By the way, I'll have you know that I'm getting word of mouth. Plus, I've even seen some videos on other YouTube streams. The atheists are getting increasingly ticked off that there's a growing number of people in here who are listening to these conversations that I'm involved with.
Better set up another
It's-
server
They are
in case they try to mass report this one.
they're really outraged that this is going on.
Wait,
That's
atheist mass
incorrect.
report.
Okay, because you.
What's that?
Atheist mass report. They do that.
I didn't hear what you said.
The atheists, they do mass
Yeah.
reporting.
Yeah, it was a just recently recently discovered phenomena. where immoral people who don't like you will lie and mass report your
Well,
channel.
no, I mean, like, I know that that's an Islamic thing, but I didn't realize that atheists.
No. I'm just saying when I listen to a lot of these YouTube streams and they or somebody sends me a notification that somebody's talking about a mid clip and I go and listen to it, they're just so angry that Darth Dawkins is on Discord, right? And he has all these people in the room listening, and he's trashing atheists. Now, the majority of time that I'm on Discord, I'm on this server, and only a minority of the time that I'm on other server. So why are they getting all bent out of shape in a room where they're not participating? It's because they're getting trounced. That's why.
Because you do not affirm and assert that God is the necessary prerequisite for facts. That non-assertion is an indirect denial. Are you aware of that?
Fascinating phrasing.
Did you hear that?
Fascinating phrasing. No, it's not fascinating phrasing. You
now,
told her she's an atheist, and she can't even agree to that.
Now, notice that rather than answer the question, okay, she's now going to her psychological imputation. And she's going to go, fascinating. Watch, I'll play it again.
That non-assertion is an indirect denial. Are you aware of that?
Fascinating. For you aware of that affirms that what you just stated is ultimately correct. And that in my response,
are you
when you
aware of it?
Wow, your dialectic approach is really, really fascinating. Like your choices, like
you see what a deceptive piece of garbage she is, right?
You asked her to assert her atheism, that there is no God. That's what you just.
She used like a launching pad to like talk about anything at all that popped into her head.
What a deceptive broad. I mean, she and the thing is that the acting going on, right? Usually when we deal with atheists of various ages, usually they're males, we don't get this Emmy award winning performance, you know.
By the way, sorry,
like when
you something.
You say, are you aware of that? You're affirming what I just said is accurate.
Yeah. What a deceptive person.
Are you aware that I was no, because it wasn't really a question. It was a veiled assertion, which is really, really fascinating. Okay, so can you ask me the same question without "Are you aware of that" at the end? As an
I don't know how I kept my cool while dealing with her. I don't know how I did it.
Actual question.
Stop with the shtick, Shannon. You can stop with the.
You think I have a shtick?
I mean, is her response amazing or what?
Okay, you guys have some natural. Hold on one second. You guys have.
Is even ask yourself who doesn't like you said that what she did in this debate was disgusting.
And mind you, what you're seeing right now, I'll rewind it a little bit. What you're going to see here, this is all an act. Okay, none of this is sincere. This is all a performance.
With the shtick, Shannon, you can stop with the.
You think I have a shtick?
Okay, you guys have some natural. Hold on one second. You guys have. Hold on 1 second. All right.
Psychoanalysis.
1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
So cool.
You guys.
You think
Hold
I
on
have
a second. 1 second.
All you want, like a.
Okay. You guys ever heard the term gaslighting? Right? Anybody in here, and don't be embarrassed. Does anybody not hear the word or know what gaslighting means? Okay. It's trying to make another person think that they're the crazy one, right? That's exactly what she's doing right now. She's doing an Emmy award winning performance and she's gaslighting.
a schoolgirl, but you're being
just like a
evasive.
schoolgirl, just like a silly schoolgirl.
Okay.
I don't know why you're
So
bothering with me.
Well, listen, God is a worldview, okay, where it's the creator-creation distinction. If you do not affirm it, then you deny it. There's no escaping this.
She literally doesn't care what you're saying, Darth.
No, she's done. Right now, she's looking down and she's contemplating about what the next shtick that she's going to use to dodge and delay.
Yep, and how she can interpret whatever you say as
or
some way
impugn me,
get offended about it.
Or try to how she can psychoanalyze and impugn my motives.
It reminds me of a schoolboy where whatever you say, the kid will say, "That's what she said," afterwards to try to make it a sexual innuendo.
Yeah,
She's desperately trying to search for some way to be offended about anything you say.
I know.
Either you affirm that the ultimacy of reality is a personal creator, or you are deriving intelligibility without that.
You keep smuggling in personal. You keep smuggling in personal. That's an interesting word choice too. Does anybody ever dissect your word choices? Like, they're very calculated.
Do you see what a deceptive broad she is?
You know, it's funny. That's true. Your questions are very precise.
No, do you see that this is all, in its entirety, is designed to be deceptive, right? Where do they grow these people?
It's actually really, really interesting because you keep smuggling in personal, and you also say things at the end of your, like when you're talking to people, you say, "Do you understand that?" or "You don't understand."
Okay, so if I say, "Do you understand that?" Okay, so that's an idiomatic expression, okay, that I'm using there. Okay, everybody has idiosyncrasies. Would it make her feel better is if I had said, "Do you accept that as true?" Right? She's a clown.
Understand that, and those are very.
Notice. How many times have I been asking her straightforward questions, and I'm just getting total obfuscation, total prevarication.
Explicit choices in dialectic approaches, so that you can make sure
that your position entails the falsity of God.
Does
your position entail the falsity of God?
Does my position? No, because I'm open to counter. That's so. You're telling me what my position is now, but you're also telling me you're not a manipulator.
1 second.
And that you don't have a script or a shtick.
I'm trying to be a conversation with you.
No, you're running a script. This is amazing.
Forgive me. I got to interrupt you guys. Just forgive me. I think that we had there. Duncan had asked the question, do you think that entails like positive atheism, as some have called it, or the negation of God's existence?
Oh, I already said I'm essentially philosophically a temporal agnostic. I've said that a couple of times. I'm open to.
Okay, let's go back to the videotape, as Warner Wolf used to say. This is from several days ago. Here we go.
And that knowledge is just comprised of a series of presuppositional assumptions that don't really provide a rational definition. So I would be on the hard atheism side of things, where I think that it's not even necessarily conceivably possible. But I like I like the chart. It's interesting. It's very cool. I like the belief in the non-existence of gods is probably where I would fall there.
Hey, everybody see how she talks out of both sides of her mouth?
Shannon Q. Shannon Q. It's just like the same. It's like Obama versus Obama.
Yeah. Okay. Now, the only way that we can reconcile this is that if she had a conversion from agnosticism to her hard atheism. Does anybody believe that? Tippy Bear, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm sure you're well aware of this, as well as others, that the relationship between sexual immorality and other types of immoralities has a big influence on a lot of people who become atheists, right? This is very common. Now, does it mean that every atheist is a sexual deviant or a druggie? No, it doesn't. But there's a high degree of it. There's a recent atheist who's decided to jump on the bandwagon of Darth Dawkins bashing, repeating slanderous and defamatory rumors. J.L. Warren, okay, and he just let out the other day that he's a bisexual, right? On his own, no, on a friend of his YouTube stream. Surprise, surprise.
Is this somebody?
Is that I think then?
What's that?
Is this somebody that was on my Gator?
I don't know. He's his YouTube channel is JL space Warren.
That guy's the worst. I've been arguing with him for months now over on PNR.
What's that?
JL Warren, he hangs out on a Discord called PNR. I've been debating him over there for months now.
Can you give me a link to that? An invite?
I just got banned from it, so I cannot.
All right, so we'll just continue.
Duncan asked, or I think Duncan said, no, it does entail the negation of theism.
But he didn't explain it. He's just telling you wrong.
All right, what we'll do is we'll give Duncan a chance to try to explain that, and then we don't have too much time before we go to the Q&A, because I want to say thanks again to both of our speakers for being willing to go late with us tonight. It is very late. And
it is.
It would have been more productive if we didn't have the psychoanalysis shtick and performance.
We've got
it's not even psychoanalysis. It's dialectic approach analysis.
Okay, notice that she just denied what was true. It's shtick, and it's psychoanalysis. She's impugning my psychological state, right?
Is this where James starts laughing hysterically?
Oh, she's been doing it off and on throughout the whole thing. That's a part of her little Emmy award-winning performance that she's trying to pretend like she's happy and lucky.
He said James, boomer.
I'm sorry. I'm tired.
James. Yeah, that's fine, Darth.
Well, guess what? When that happened, what you're referring to, this was not me losing my temper. I told him ahead of time, several times. We had private conversations. I said, James, okay, you are the one who begs me, invites me to come on here. I said, you've been getting troll after troll after troll. I said, I'm going to tell you right now. I said, it's nothing personal. I don't dislike you, James. I said, I don't like how you moderate, but I don't personally dislike you. But I am going to call you out. I said, I'm going to insult you on a live stream if you're a terrible moderator. Okay? And I said, and I'm not doing that to be mean-spirited, but I said, if you don't hold up your end of the bargain, I said, I'm going to call you out on the live stream. Okay?
I think that happens in a little bit, or maybe it's right now, actually.
Really fascinating concept.
Yeah. By the way, she gets paid a quarter, the Canadian quarter, every time she says the word fascinating.
Yeah.
It really is fascinating.
Okay, let's see. What we can do is go ahead and...
Being rude with a smile on your face doesn't cut it, Shannon.
What we'll do...
Exactly. That's what she always does that. She'll say F you, but smile while she's doing it.
Yeah.
I can't see what your face looks like, so there's that.
But I'm not being rude. You are.
No, you are. You're being manipulative, which is
There we go again. Here she again. She's a lying little bitch. Excuse my French. Okay?
Well said.
You know what a lying bitch she is, right? After I was there, and I've listened to this a couple of times, but even I'm just still disgusted again. Listen, I'm accustomed to getting criticized, unfairly, but when she's just going to lie right to my face and impugn me, right? I mean, this is why I have nothing but contempt for her. Her conduct during this interaction was despicable.
by de facto
more
rude.
psychobabble.
Okay, what we'll do is if Darth
asking you questions about your position.
Duncan,
no, you can say whatever you
wanna,
like about me. You're attempting to manipulate me in a conversation.
Here we go again with impugning me. Okay, all I'm attempting to do the whole time, I've been just simply trying to ask her about how she defends her atheism, and she constantly accuses me of being manipulative. Okay, who's the one who's being manipulative here? Okay,
her husband.
You know, you know what's interesting? I'm going to use a bit of a rough analogy here. Okay, this is like some guy who breaks into a woman's apartment, rapes her, then calls 911 and calls the police that she raped him. Okay, right? This is what she is doing here. Okay, she's being deceitful. She's lying. She's basically impugning my character. She's accusing me of psychological malfeasance, and this is everything that she is doing. Okay, and the atheists love this. This is red meat for the atheists. They just love this.
So your assertions regarding my intentions actually are of no consequence to me.
I hate to do this. Forgive me. I muted both.
Look at you'll have to excuse it. This is the blank eating grin still on her face. Because guess what?
White knighting.
Yeah, and so she's got a smile on her face, and here's why, folks. Okay, you can take this to the bank. She has succeeded, at least from her perspective, to totally derail answering questions about her atheism. Okay? Right? I mean, this is nothing short of disgusting conduct.
Her position can be shown to be irrational if she won't talk about it.
Yep.
You know, in one way though, Darth, you've succeeded because you shut the mouth of the atheist in terms of trying to defend their position as rational. All she can do is troll.
Your position entails that facts can be viable and intelligible without necessitating referencing God as the precondition. That position entails the falsity of God, whether you realize it or not, whether you want to admit it or not. Your position entails the falsity of God. You understand? Do you accept what I said?
I don't accept what you said. I heard what you said.
Good. Give me a rebuttal.
All right, listen. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed, guys.
All right. Love you, Darth. Have a good night.
By the way, did you get that Tom Rabbit?